always do that shit. You always do that, and it's always the same sound.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Give It to My Yap. Today I'm here with
Justin.
and we're just going to get the ball rolling on a very wholesome note and just see where the pod takes us. All right, so first question of the day is going to be, what is the sweetest thing that anyone's ever done for you?
Oof, we starting off hot. To be very honest, like it doesn't really take much to like for someone to do something sweet for me. So I would probably say like the sweetest thing someone ever did for me was honestly in recent memories was like you, Adriana, Dela Cruz, and George when y'all got me that cake and sang happy birthday to me.
Mhm.
That's like that was like that. You see how like that little like gesture, it just goes so long. Like it just goes a long way. Like I
Mhm.
was honestly like I was gonna cry, but I was like,
I'm already crying.
you
I
feel
didn't
me?
think that was gonna be the
I was
sweetest
like,
thing.
nah, like for real. In all seriousness, like I honestly I had just looked back at that video a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and I was like, it just like made me smile so like hard. I was like, it was like a girl just texted me, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nah, but like honestly, like in recent memories, that was probably like the most like yeah, that one was like really cool. Like I
Oh.
appreciated it. The way obviously you was recording, so like
Yeah.
no, was you recording?
I was out with the cake.
Someone recorded and they like it got like a perfect shot of everybody.
Mhm.
Like you brought out the cake and like
And it was supposed to be a baseball, and they gave me a basketball cake. It was supposed
it's
to be a
fine.
baseball.
It still works. It still works.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely like that was one that was like, yo, this is so cool. Like I have like really great friends. That one really was so cool.
That is. Oh, like,
That one caught you off guard.
You got me stuck. I was just like, wait.
Nah,
I
for
was
real.
there for that.
For real,
Okay.
yeah. It was so cool. And then obviously along with the trip, like for you guys to even pop out for like my birthday like that in Miami, like it was so much fun. I had so much fun.
Oh, I had a lot of fun. By the last
Oh, you
day,
definitely had fun. You definitely had fun.
when you were younger and you had a crush, did it ever happen to you where like okay, like the whole school pretty much finds out, or the whole grade at least finds out that you and somebody else have a crush on each other? Did it ever happen that like all the guys take you by like your arms and legs and pick you up, and they pick her up and kind of essentially throw you on top of each other at recess?
Like figure out a way to get y'all.
No, not figure out a way. Literally, like arms, legs, like full on, just taking your whole bodies and using you guys almost like freaking Barbie dolls, and just kind of like, guys should kiss, hug, do something.
Yeah. I've had like people like just be like, yo, she's over there. Like, you're gonna go talk to her right now.
Yeah.
And like for the most, like I was never shy, like you know what I mean. But like I just never, at middle school specifically, like I had my wins every now and then, but like most of it was like L's because I was short, chubby, like I wasn't the flyest, you know what I mean, compared to like other kids in the school and stuff like that. So it wasn't. I felt like high school was when like I really started like finding my groove, you know what I mean, like being able to like talk to people and then meet people. And but yeah, like I've had that happen to me before. I've had people just be like, yo,
See,
like,
but it didn't sound as aggressive as my situation.
like someone literally picked you up.
Yes.
I mean, but like you're kind of
That's embarrassing. And they picked
Okay,
up the
but-
boy too. They picked up both of us.
okay. That's embarrassing. If you pick me up, we might have to fight.
Like, and the kid was tall. He was like one of the tallest kids in the grade, and I obviously one of the smallest. And they like picked him up and they just threw me.
So like
that
they
was
like
so
they picked
normal.
like they picked them up like by
Bro,
the
they
legs.
had us like one person got one leg, another person got another leg, one person has one arm, the other person has another arm.
So was he like, let me go? Like
Yeah,
that?
like
Yeah?
it was like that, and it just was not like looking back. That's traumatizing.
Have you ever had like a bad like
What?
just like somebody you've dated or somebody, you know, you got physical with, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Had about what?
that you just like regret it. You look back at it and you're like, yo, bro, what was I thinking?
100%.
Yo, bro, I still get teased about it to this day.
But for me, no, for me,
My friends are assholes.
mine got ugly after, and that's why I'm like, because my thing is more so like when I have to like not that I ever have to talk about it, but whenever I talk about like my track record of guys, there are some that I'm like, listen, like it sounds really bad, but I'm like, bro, if you saw him when I messed with him, but then at the same time I'm talking about a 16-year-old boy,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm just like, he don't look good now. Like that's the most I can say.
I
I don't. Yeah.
I feel like you would. I feel like anybody from your past, you would want them to glow up, so you could be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I had that."
But you know
I have
what?
a couple. I have a
But
couple,
that's the
bro. I'm
thing.
not gonna lie.
I have had guys do that to me. And I'm like, dude, you had me when I was like 115 pounds. When I was like a little freaking stick. I had my Nestle Crunch forehead. Like, dude, you didn't have this me. And that's the part that pisses me off. I'm just like, dude, you show them the pictures.
Really? Nah,
Roll
that's
back the
funny.
tape. Let
That's
them know
funny.
that you had me when I was ugly.
Cause I like I said, I've had my like fair share of like they were beautiful then when I, you know what I mean? When like we first started talking, but then like now, like, you know what I mean? Like they're they look great and it's like I could be like, you see that? I had that.
You're
Ah,
such a
like
boy
you
for
know what I
that.
mean? I'm like
You're
ah,
such a
but
boy.
nah, like
No, I
I
have
don't
mine
yeah.
though. I
You
100%
feel me?
have
You
mine.
have your little flexes, so it's like
Yeah.
yo, bro, that's something you can never take away.
Yeah.
You know, she definitely fucking hates me.
Why would she hate you?
Let's get into this topic. I so before I start talking about mine, like, have you ever had like a bad breakup?
What's a bad breakup?
It could be anything. It could be heartbreaking,
I've had
embarrassing,
I've
or
had like an
it was
aggressive one.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I had everything all at once, bro. It was
Tell me more.
it's like Hiroshima. Um
Terrible
sorry.
reference.
I so uh this might reach out to certain people. So I'm trying to I'm trying to like not go too much into detail. All right, so long story short, right? I was talking to this one girl. Uh we worked together, right? Automatic red flag.
Yeah.
I messed up big time with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking. Boom, boom, boom. We dated. I was a menace. So ended up talking to somebody else who we worked with. Yeah. So I'm like
You
I said,
deserved whatever you got.
so like I said, full accountability. I'll take the L. You feel me? So everything transpired, and then it was just so like to me. I kind of I really didn't care in a sense of like, all right, like you know, I did it to myself.
Life goes
You know
on.
what I mean? Like I
You
did
did
it
it
to
to
myself.
yourself,
Yeah,
but you
so,
did it to them too.
yeah, no, but like, yeah, of course, like, you know what I mean? Like she was entitled to feel how she felt, of course. Like I'm not like saying she did it for no reason, but like it did get blown out of proportion. So it was like I was trying my best to not really go overboard where like everybody knows so that, she's not even more embarrassed than what she already is. You know what I mean? But then like everybody started to find out where even like my boss like had to like ask me like, yo, like what's going on, bro? So like that was bad. But I've had a couple. I don't know why. Like all my breakups have been like bad, bro. Even when and I'm not saying like it'll be stuff for like me or like I cheated or anything like that. Cause I've been on both sides. I have been cheated on and I've done the cheating. So it's like I understand both perspectives. So, for those who's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But like I feel like even when I try to like, you know, be cordial, you know what I mean? Try to like, you know, let her down like easy and smoothly, it just always goes left, bro. Always.
Damn.
And I reflect. I always look back and I always look back and be like, was there something I said? Was there something I did? And I'm just at some point, like taking accountability, it's cool and all, but then at some point you gotta be like, all right, bro, like I know I'm not bugging. Like I
Yeah.
did things right.
Yeah.
It just like got blown up. So
Interesting. No, my biggest breakup was a mess.
oof,
Pretty much. Oy, this is a story time and a half.
we love story time.
I had to have. Did I have? Let's find out. So
Yeah, we talked about so much stuff.
yeah, I was with this guy. Yada yada yada. Relationship. Blah blah blah. Happy stuff. Cool. And then there's this one night where I'm trying to see how soon in this story I want to start. Like if I want to start towards the end or what. Okay, so yeah, so me and this guy were together, and there was enough going on in the relationship that it felt pretty serious. Met his mom, and he and I spent like every day together.
Wait, how old are you?
I don't want to say how old I am because that gives away who it
Okay,
is.
okay, okay, okay. My fault, my fault, my fault.
And we pretty much spend like all our time together. Yeah.
Preteen or like were
Don't
you?
worry about it,
Okay, okay, okay,
sweetheart.
okay.
So
I just feel like it gives me a better understanding of
you'll
how serious it
probably
was.
know who it was.
Okay, okay, okay. My fault.
So
Continue, continue.
He made me lose my little spot. Yeah, so pretty good relationship, pretty solid, cool. And then he starts showing signs of just like insecurities or just not trusting me. I couldn't figure out which one it was, one over the other, whatever. Then there's this one night, his uncle comes into town. His uncle's gay. And he tells me, he's like, hey, like, do you know any this sounds so inappropriate, gay spots, but like, you know what I mean? Like gay bars. There you go. He's like, do you know any gay bars for me to take my uncle when he comes out?
So you definitely
Whatever.
weren't in middle school or something.
Okay, can you stop trying
Okay,
to
I'm
cancel
sorry.
out whatever?
Hey, you're in the gay spots?
Shut-
I'm in 8th grade.
Shut up. And
Yo.
anyways, so I call my mom and I'm like, hey, do you know any spots? She sends me spots, whatever.
Mom, you're in sorry. That's just so okay, I'm done. I need
Let
to
me
shut up.
tell
I'm sorry,
my
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
story.
sorry, I'm sorry.
And so, I tell him a place for us to go. We go there, we meet him. The guy's cool. The uncle's cool, and we're all having a nice time. Chill, chill, chill. Then we go to another spot. And his so my ex goes to the bathroom and I'm talking to his uncle. And his uncle's like, so, like, how do you feel about my nephew? And I'm like, oh, well, it's little sweet stuff and just like gushing. Cause at this point I'm like 4 shots in, so I'm already like in la 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 land.
Yeah, facts. You feeling nice.
These
facts.
are all the nice things whatever.
Nice.
And then I feel a hand on my waist, and the music is good, and I'm just still dancing, still talking to his uncle. Why did this man get upset at me? And he was just like, oh, like just kind of scolding me and saying like we'll talk about it when we get back to the house or whatever, and
The
saying
uncle.
no, like the ex.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
okay,
I'm
okay.
wondering why, and it's because in that situation, after he put his hand on my waist, he could have been any man that I kept. The fact that I didn't turn around on some like, who is this? Is what sparked something in him to be like, oh, how could you? Like, I could have been any dude. What am I to expect when you're out with your homegirls? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're at a gay bar. 90% of the people here don't want me whatsoever. I'm speaking face to face to your uncle. I'm pretty sure if you were another man, he would have said something. And like, I was just like, what do you mean? Like, what? So
I didn't give.
so the situation, just all of it, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, so imagine, like I said, like I was drinking, so I'm already like, I'm heightened in whatever emotions I'm feeling. So I'm extra angry.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
extra upset because I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're making a scene. And I'm like, no, we gotta figure this out now. Because even anxious me sober is like, okay, we gotta figure this out because like I can't have you have me walking on eggshells all the time because of, you think that I'm just a little hoochie.
So
Like,
sorry to cut you off. So was that like the final
no,
like
that
was there
was
previous instances that
okay.
made
So
you
like
kind of
I said before that his insecurities were showing.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
okay.
this was like the last straw for me where I was like, dude, like we're at a gay bar. Like they only like men here. Like the only person who I would think would touch me like that and stay touching me like that for minutes on end. At that point, it was like 10 minutes or
Arguably
whatever.
the only straight guy in there.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I was just like, come on. Like, you got like looking back, like, yeah, it's funny and stuff, but in the moment, it's just like, dude, like that's what you're upset at. So then we're arguing back and forth, and I definitely drank more than I thought I did because his uncle left. His uncle was outside the club at some point. And I just remember going back and forth with him, like, what do you mean, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, let's just go. We're leaving. And I was just like, okay. So then we leave, and I see his uncle out there, and I'm crying, and I didn't realize I'm crying until I feel the wind because it was cold outside. And his uncle's just like, whatever happens, like, I wish the best for you guys, da 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 da. And I'm just like, great.
What a guy.
Yeah,
What a
this
guy.
is a good guy. And I was just like, wait, what is like? So it was so like,
Like everything
at
is
the
happening all
moment.
at
Yeah.
once. You're just like, yo, bro, what?
So then we get in the Uber.
Oh, that Uber rides. Oh man, those Uber rides,
we get in the
bro.
Uber, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm running my mouth. I'm like, dude, what are you on? Blah blah
Damn.
blah. And
Giving
I
you the
was
silent treatment?
what?
He was giving you the silent treatment?
No,
No?
he was arguing back as he does. No
man.
problem with that. I'd rather him be vocal than silent. And I'm just like, going against everything he's saying, whatever. But then I feel like he's not listening to me. And I have this really bad habit. If you're not listening to me, you're gonna feel me. And I shoved him. And I shoved him in a way. I shoved him in a way that his body like dooshed at the car door.
Damn.
But
You ain't shoving. Freaking damn.
It was a shove. Just a shove.
It's like, whoa. Did he have a seatbelt on?
No, it's
so
an
he
Uber.
full blown. So he full blown. It's like
Stop.
Yo.
We're cool now.
Nah, yeah.
And so, but on the way back from the shove, I broke his necklace. And and the necklace meant a lot to him. Like on our first date, like he explained to me the significance of the necklace.
Damn.
And yeah, so that's where I 100% messed up. So we get to the house.
Damn, how hard you gotta push somebody for them
No,
to
it was
break
just
his
when I
neck?
pulled back.
Oh, when you pulled back, you caught it.
Yeah, I got caught on my nail. Yeah.
Damn, a keep to leave.
So his only concern for the following months was the damn necklace. Like that like it felt like he almost didn't care about the breakup.
I mean, we don't gotta go into detail.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
There's more that happened in the night. So we get to his house. So let me just add this part. So when I came to his house earlier in the day before we had went out for the night, I brought a little green machine, the vacuum. I brought that to help him clean his couches because his couches needed some cleaning.
Yeah.
And I brought my spend the night bag, which had my little jammies and my skincare routine and all that cute stuff. And I was traveling on my electric scooter at the time. So
Nice.
I had brought my electric scooter, whatever, at his house. So when we get when we get back, he closes the door on me and I'm outside like a little hooch. And I'm like banging on his door like a Southside girl. And I'm like, open the door. It's 4 a.m. And I'm like, open the door. Give me my stuff. Bro, it was terrible. I'm banging on this door. And he's like, Erica, you know how much I pay it right here? What are you doing? I'm like, so open the door. Open the door. Let me get my stuff. And he's just like, just yelling at me through the door. And so I sit on the stairs in front of his apartment. And I do what any just broken up with girl does. And I send hundreds of text messages from outside the door. And then I'm calling and I'm sending voicemails of me crying and being like, oh my God, like voicemails that I hope he doesn't have anymore. Cause bro, those are so embarrassing. Like that is me at like my weakest moment. And
I've gotten some of those, bro.
Yeah,
I just like
they're not fun to send as much as they're not fun to get. And I was just bawling my eyes out. I'm like, oh my God, this is the end. Oh my God. And then this part looking back was hilarious. He has one of those little slidey things that you can open the door, but you can't open it completely because the little, it's like almost chain locks.
The lock,
yeah. So he's talking to me through the opening.
Yeah.
Like, Erica, cut that shit out. And I'm just like, no, what do you mean? I'm just like,
and you're still like,
I'm still emotional, crying, drunk, everything.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, just let me get my stuff. So I go inside.
Drunk emotional.
Not only do I grab my things, but so I'm really cute when I'm in a relationship. I had done this thing where I wrote on little papers and it was just like, and I numbered them just to make sure he could find all of them. And I spread them all throughout his apartment and they all have funny sayings on them. Like one would say like something like, keep working hard. And I would put in his iPad because he would work from his iPad. And once he opened up his iPad, he would see it. Or like one time that's super corny, super like stupid or whatever. So every time he found one, he would put it in a little spot. I took all of them. I was like, give me that. And I took a card that I gave him, like anywhere that I knew that he saved my stuff, I was just taking it all. And I was putting it in my bag. He said, what are you doing with that? And inside my head, I was just like, oh, he cares that I'm taking it because he doesn't really want it to be gone. But I was like, no, I'm taking it. And I'm stuffing my bag and I'm sad. And I'm leaving. So I leave. Imagine how depressing it just started raining at 5:30 in the morning in New York. And I'm on a scooter with a heavy little green machine on one side and a big spend a night bag on the other. And my scooter is dying. I'm going like 8 miles per hour on the bike lane in the rain, sniffling, blurry eyes. This is dangerous.
Damn, bro.
And I'm just like on the whole walk, on the whole ride home. And that was that. But now we're good old buds,
That's cool.
We've I've seen
Do you
him.
guys ever like reflect back on it and
No,
laugh?
we definitely had our post breakup brief where we were both like,
He was like, "Remember the time I told you to cut that shit out?" Like I was at the door. You're
no,
like, "Ah."
we definitely had some reflection time and enough time for me to be like, yeah, I messed up. And he was like, yeah, I messed up. And we were both like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be together. It's fine.
Word.
And what sucked is because we were really good friends. Like we were, not that we went from friends to that, but like in a relationship, we were really great friends. Like we
Yeah.
bounced off each other really well. And like when things were fun, they were really fun. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he was good people's.
But like I feel like that's the balance of it. When you really meet somebody that you have like a really good like you said, like aside from the relationship, you guys are really good friends. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like when it gets bad, it gets bad.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I
you know
mean?
where all the trigger points are. You know what really ticks him off and all that. Because even like the very few times that I've seen him post breakup, it was almost a year after. Like it felt silly that like we weren't still in each other's lives to a certain extent because we were having fun.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
way
for
we were
sure.
yapping and talking, it was just like, damn, like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
nice. Like why can't we do this anymore?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I've had those.
yeah.
I feel like I've had plenty of like. That's my thing. It's like for me, like when I'm in a like relationship, like we all have our flaws. You feel me? We all have our flaws. I feel like me sometimes like I can also be a little bit overprotective, but not in the sense of like I don't like trust you or like let's say you're like oh I'm going out with my homegirls like yeah like go out have fun do your thing. You feel me? I trust you, but it's just like I don't know. Like I've had instances where it's like, bro, like once again going back to like earlier with the whole accountability and stuff. It's like, yo, bro, is it me or like is it just like this individual is just like not really just being like it's not compromising. Like it's like I'm not asking you for much. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I feel like the reason why I'm overprotective is because like aside from my immediate family, like yes, I've had friends, but like I feel like maybe from a guy perspective, like you don't really get to talk much about your feelings because you're just like oh like you being soft or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know what I mean? Like I feel like even like now, or like aside from you, of course, like you know what I mean. Like there's not really anybody who I could like really talk about these type of stuff. So it's like all the stuff that happens, good and bad. It's like sometimes it's just like bottled in. So it's like you know what I mean.
Not even
So
with the boys, you can't like talk about.
no, sometimes we
Okay.
do, but like it's one of those like I guess I overthink where I'm like, yo, like during in the circumstances or like where we're at, it's like I don't want to kill the vibe and talk about like if we're outside because you know what I mean. Like most of the times if I link,
But girls are the opposite, like, oh, I see a nice like river and we're like
yeah,
by the pier. It's like, let's talk about our feelings
you
right
yeah, but you see,
now.
like when I link up with the boys, we watching the game or we going out or we doing something, and it's like, what if we're outside, we're dancing, we're chilling, like, yo, guys, I'm heartbroken, like, you know what I mean, like, help me, you know what I mean? But like, nah, like with the whole overprotective, like, I feel like,
Well,
I,
in what way are you overprotective?
like,
Like, are you like, oh, these guys can't be your friends? Or are you more the type of like, what's the overprotective part about you that you wonder if it's too much?
I feel like sometimes I can overthink and it gets in my head and like I said it's not more so of like the whole like guy friends. I feel like it's just there's just certain things I feel like I shouldn't have to like tell you or like bring up. You know what I mean? Like me, I just have this natural instinct if I'm in a relationship with somebody, right? I'm not going to be going around like hugging a girl even if we're cool. I know that's not much. Like I'm not saying it's a big
No,
deal.
there's power in the side hug. Like
Yeah,
yeah, like
exactly. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
It
Like
says what you have to say. We're still
exactly.
cool, but just don't get
But
too
even bro,
close.
even like my female friends, like for the most part, whether or coworkers, like
Mhm.
I don't like hug. I'll dap them up.
Mhm.
I'll be like, "Yo, what's good, bro?"
Yeah.
I'll treat them like a bro,
Mhm.
and it's like little things like that. But like with the whole overprotective thing, I feel like it's just more so of like not like finally finding someone who like I could like confide in and like really talk about because like growing up like I never like even to this day like I don't really talk that much like with my parents or like
Mhm.
because my parents are old school. They're like like you'll find somebody else. I was like thanks like that's good advice and not to that's not to discredit my parents. Great parents, love them. They're the best. But you know in that regards like they grew up differently so they're not accustomed to that. So it's like. to finally find somebody who like I could connect with and like, you know what I mean? Like I could, you know, let's be honest, we're not always 100% ourselves in front of our parents. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
100%.
Due to the respect and all that type of stuff. So it's like for me, I can like really like be authentic and be myself and open up in all these different ways. Like I'm overprotective of that because I don't want to lose that. You feel me?
Mhm.
So it's like when that starts to go away, I start to panic and I start to overthink. It's like, yo, am I doing something? Like, what's wrong? Like, how can we fix it? So like that's something that like always like has been like my main problem. So I feel like especially and like I feel like it's affected my relationships, but it's also like made me realize like, all right, like the way they were responsive to that and like understanding where I was coming from, like some did and some didn't, and that's fine. But like based off of like how they reacted and how they took it, it was like, all right, like she's probably not the one for me. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
Because like I've had some where it's like I've been in a relationship where I was the one that was bottled up. I didn't express myself. I didn't say anything, and that caused problems because you know my partner, she would be trying to get me to talk, and I just wouldn't talk. And then once again, I would self reflect and I would look back at that relationship. Not that I kind of like judge what I got going on currently to the past, but like I would reflect back and be like, all right, like maybe I should open up more. Maybe that's gonna help me more. And so for like, and maybe you could relate, but like you make that adjustment and then it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. Cause then now you're probably talking to somebody who now they're doing what you were doing before, or they're just not willing to like sit there and talk and understand. You know what I mean? So like I've had that where like I've genuinely opened up to like someone and then like I would just get nothing back. And I'm just bro,
Yeah.
like is it me now really? Or is it like you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, that's not to like talk
Or like, or
bad.
were you only complaining just to get the side of me, and then you're just not gonna be what I thought was you anymore?
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. And it's like it's like how we said how like when the good is great and then when it gets bad, it gets bad. And like we all understand, like, bro, when you have a partner, you're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have disagreements. There's gonna be her beliefs, my beliefs, you know what I mean? So and they may conflict, but it's like at a certain point, like when are we gonna sit down and just meet in the middle and just compromise? You feel me? And I feel like over the past couple years, out of all the relationships, I've had one, you know what I mean? That like she was willing to do that. And that's why to this day, like even though we don't talk or we don't keep in touch, like if someone was to bring her up, I'd be like, I hope she's doing great. You know what I mean? Because like it worked, it just didn't work out, but she like taught me a lot and she was willing to like listen. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like compromise is always a very weird, touchy thing because I feel like in a lot of relationships, it's always one person overpowers the other. Like one person's life starts molding to the other person's. Like I've definitely been in that situation where it's like this is where I know I mess up in relationships. Like when I first start talking to someone, the first 2 3 months, I am very much like everyone knows I'm the I'm the most free busy person you ever meet cuz like I'm always
Yo,
busy and but I
that
always
is
have time. I
literally,
can always make time kind of
bro,
thing.
that is literally like that's the
Yeah.
best way to describe it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
use that now.
So for me it's like once I'm like interested in someone and that person showing active interest in me, whenever you want to see me, I'm free. Or like if you say like you want to see me today, like the average person would be like today's really busy. I got to go to the gym and I got to work on the podcast and I got to do this and I got to do that. If it's the person I want to see or it's the person who's actively showing interest and is putting in the work to really like be my person at the time, I'm like, well, I can squeeze you in for like the 2 hours here. And maybe I could like stay up a little later than usual. Like, you make whatever
Bro,
time for
I
people you want to make time for.
felt that, bro.
But there is a little caveat because it's like I do that in the beginning because I feel like I would hope most people have the understanding that in the beginning, of course, you have all the time in the world because you just want to get to know the person, you just want to learn them, and you just want to love them, all that good stuff. But then one side always forgets, like, all right, at some point we got to go back to real life where, like, yeah, I do want to sleep those extra few hours because, like, I got to work early tomorrow, or like,
But
or
since you
like,
were so accustomed to like seeing them,
yeah.
you start to think something
So
might be going. Yeah,
one person thinks that that's
yeah,
how life is, and then they adjust their decision of being in the relationship on your freeness, or like not your free, your availability,
Yeah.
your fake availability, because it was only because it was the honeymoon stage, and it doesn't make it any fake or real or whatever. It's just more of like, no, just what you do when you just start talking to someone. So I feel like I give all that time, and then the person, and then as soon as like I snap back into real life and that person's life starts going again and mine starts going again, it's like, oh, you don't have time for me anymore, or you never get to see me, or like, what happened? Like, you had all this time last week and now you got work and this. And it's like, well, all the success and all the stuff about me that attracted you to begin with, like the fact that I'm a go-getter and all that. I'm like, that part has to keep going. And I was like, and
Yeah.
what comes with
Yeah.
that is you not having me for as much time. But when I have time for you, it's 100% dedicated to you. And I feel like that's the part that people have to like, you have to understand, like, well, like you have all of me when you have me. So I would hope that's enough for you, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
bro, the way you described this so like spot on, and I can relate because like I feel like that's my number one problem is like I'm too like in the beginning. If like I said, like once I get even a little bit, it goes back to like the very beginning when you asked me like, yo, like what was something that like someone did? That was like the kindest thing someone did to you, and I said like the whole birthday cake that you guys got me when we went to Miami, like. I don't ask for much personally. All I ask for is your time when you can give that to me, your respect and your love. All I want, bro. You know what I mean? Yo, bro, I ain't afraid to admit it. Yo, I want some hugs. I want some kisses. I want to be like snuggled up. You feel me? I want to be laid up with Shorty. But like, it just like you like. I feel like I get too like once I get a glimpse of that, I'm just like,
You're on a
marry me.
high.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, marry me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause you get like a high because like I said, like especially me, bro, some, I self sabotage, some on me, 100% take that L. Some like I can look back at and be like, I know I put my best foot forward.
Mhm.
And like, I just don't know what's going on with this person. And not to say that in a degrading or disrespectful way, but it's like, bro, like what else do I have to do or say? You know what I mean? Like I feel like, and I know I'm doing everything right. Cause I'm the first to look back and I'll be like, damn, like maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe I should have done this differently. I'm like my biggest critique. But like you said, like I once I get a glimpse of that, I'm just so it gives me a high and I'm just like, yo, bro, like this could be something. You know what I mean? Because like after just bro, like bad relationship after bad relationship, or not necessarily bad relationship, but like the way it ended, and then like, you know what I mean? Like that's something that like I'd be like, yo, bro, like I don't want to fumble this one. You feel me? So not to go too much in detail, but that's like kind of my current predicament right now, where it's like I've devoted so much time, I've devoted so much effort, so much love, you know what I mean? And like, there are certain things that, like I said, like the overprotectiveness got in the way because I'm just so like afraid to potentially lose this person because I'm like, yo, like she could be the one. This person might be the one. But like, I'm just sometimes like I may say something that it comes out the wrong way and then it gets misinterpreted and then it blows up and then it's like, yo, bro, like I just don't want to lose you. That's all it is. Like I literally just don't want to lose you. I'm not trying to push you away. I'm trying to meet with you in the middle. I'm trying to compromise with you. I'm trying to figure out something that makes us both happy. And I'm trying to, above all else, just talk so that way we get a better understanding of how we're feeling and where our minds at. And then moving forward, we already know what to expect or how to like go about the situation if it was to like in a way come up again. But like that's kind of like you said, like I give I give my time. Like I would bro, I would work an open to close. You know what I mean? But like and that goes for everybody I care for. Today, prime example.
Yeah.
I worked open to close. I worked 8 to 7:30. You were like, yo, bro, do you want to come for the podcast? Bro, you know what I mean? You the homie. I love you. Of course I'll be there. You know what I mean? Like, of course I'm gonna be here. And that goes for like, intimate relationships. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like I'm tired. I'm still gonna be there for you. Like I said, I'm still gonna pop out. I'm gonna take you out. You know what I mean? We're gonna go out. I like to plan dates. You feel me? Like, stuff like that. I like to do things. So it's like, and then for that to like kind of like quickly just boil over and then potentially like just go down. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, bro, like it sucks. But you hit it spot on. Like,
Yeah. No, and even like what you said before, where it's like you get like this high or whatever when you get a glimpse of like the whole relationshipy aspect of a
Yeah.
person. It's just I feel like a big part of it is just the dating pool and just dating culture right now.
Yeah,
Cause I
yeah.
feel like
Oh my
cause it's
god,
like,
bro.
yeah, I've been like outside of like one short relationship, I've been single probably going on like 3 years now.
Mm.
And it's like it doesn't mean I haven't talked to people, doesn't mean I've had like little flings, it doesn't mean I haven't, had like just close relationships with people. But I feel like the thing is, once it starts feeling like relationship like and you're seeing each other really often, and it's like, well, this is nice. I think the thing about it is just like, it's the first real thing you felt in a while. Cause like you have all these flings and stuff. And I've definitely had guys that I've talked to where it's like, I know while speaking to them that they're just a nice time. That's it. They're just fun. They're
100%.
cool. You like spending time with them because, like, at bare minimum, you got to be a good person. Like, I'm not going to spend my time with you if you're not a good person.
Mhm.
So you're like, okay, well, I'm not wasting my time, but I do know that you're like a placeholder for, until whenever
Word.
the right person comes along. Cause it's like, as soon as you start, like, as soon as there's someone that's like, they're a good person and you like the personality, and the more you hang out with them, like, I don't like using the word icks because it's not icks, but you don't get turned off by anything in any major way that you're just like, wow, like this person seems well rounded, and you're meeting their friends, you're meeting their family,
Mm.
and you're like, wow, we're around each other a lot. Wow, you're inviting me to a lot of things. Or just when someone shows like consistent interest in wanting to see you, hang out with you, be around you, or like just see you, even when it's for like the slightest, smallest amount of the day or whatever, but you're just like, we were both busy, but at least we can see each other now. It's
Yeah, yeah.
like that part, like someone just showing like, I want to be around you. I'm gonna do what it takes to see you. It's just like, this is really nice, and I think I like this, and I think I like you. And then that's when I go wee woo in my head because I'm like, this is where you mess up or you make me look really stupid. And it's not that I fall back. It's just more so that I'm cautious because when I'm like into someone, I'm all in the whole time. Like there is no like I don't do the whole self sabotage thing. I'm just like I want to feel everything to the fullest I can feel it, whether even if that means, getting hurt and feeling that to the,
Yeah.
greatest capacity. But I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, like I definitely like that. Like that's like I said, you're hitting it so perfect because like, especially with like my situations, is like it's like yo, bro. Like I said, the moment I just get a little glimpse, you know what I mean, for someone to like, you know what I mean, like, because I'll be honest, I could be sometimes like one day I could be very playful. One day or I just don't. Sometimes I don't have much to say. You know what I mean? It's not because of like this person or whatever. It's just that's just how I am sometimes. You know what I mean? And probably most people could relate. You know what I mean? But like to finally get that person who's like I would be nervous sometimes to like ask. Like I'll see you maybe 2 times of the week. Like let's say I seen you so far twice the week, and I'm hesitant to ask you to see you for a third time. And like I said, in this situation, most recent situation is like at one point this person told me was like I don't mind like if I'm free
Yeah.
I'll see you.
Because if we like you back,
You know what I'm saying?
we gotta say yes every time. And we're waiting for you to ask us.
And it's crazy, bro, because like when I got that, like it may not seem like a big deal to most people or people like watching and listening to this, but it's like to me it was like, yo, shit, like she wants to like
Hmm.
actually see me, and like I've seen her already twice this week,
Hmm.
and the fact that she wants like after work immediately just wants to go home, get ready, and then like see me is like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So it gets to that point where it's just like, I like
Because when
I
you're
want
both
this.
shameless in the thing of like, I want to see you and I also want to see you, at that point, you just start taking turns on like,
Exact
who's going to ask to see the other person next.
exactly,
And there's a
bro.
comfort there because, not to say you're taking for granted the fact the person's always going to say yes, not that they're always going to say yes, but if they say no, it's for a valid reason because they're busy with something else that's
Mhm,
more valuable than you at the time, which is
mhm.
100% fine. But it's just like being able to, like, it's just so nice because that's the biggest hurdle. Because when you're talking to somebody, it's like you want to see them 24/7 all the time. And I think that the hardest thing is finally getting over that hump of just kind of like, how can I express to this person that I want to be around them all the time without it coming off obsessive, weird, strange, or just like moving too fast too soon kind of thing? Because some people get nervous and it's just kind of like this whole thing of like, oh, if I see him all the time, technically we're in a relationship. I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be that way at all. We can see each other every day and
Literally,
it's just
literally,
chill. Like
literally.
let the little thoughts in my head think we're in love, but like I know, like nothing's happening. Like we're chill.
Mhm.
We're just hanging. we're just chilling. But it's nice to just be able to just watch a movie with somebody at your house and it's just chill. Like why do we have to be 6 months into a relationship for that to be the norm? Like, no, just come
Yeah.
over, have a snack, watch a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, like bro, you mentioned it. Like it's so like it's hard nowadays, bro. It's so hard nowadays to just even do the little like things. And it's like, yo, bro, like we could literally stay in the crib all day or like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like when we see each other, we don't always have to go out, spend money and do other stuff, which is cool. We could do dates and do
Yeah.
activities. Of course, I'm all for that. But we could just chill in the crib, get food, watch a movie or just do something and just relax. But
Yep.
it's like, you know, and I keep mentioning it like about being protective. It's like it's just little things like that, bro, that like I would love to have. You know what I mean? I would love to
Hmm.
consistently have and not like lose because bro, we don't always got to be doing the most to like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's simple as just watching a movie or just the idea of just like being in your presence is something that I enjoy and I love. You know what I mean? I love to do. So it's like when you start to feel like you might be losing that, it's like, damn, bro, like, am I gonna feel this way? You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like, of course, like people say there are many fish in the sea, but it's like,
I mean, nah, I'm that's one thing I could say that like that whole like, am I gonna feel this way again? After like my third or fourth relationship, I have full on accepted that with everyone that I'm with and that I'm like full on, or at least I full on believe I'm in love with and all that, you're gonna think the same thing, but you're gonna think that's who I thought I was gonna have kids with, or that's who I was supposed to go on vacations with, and that's who I was supposed to do this and this and this. Or you think about all the events that they were planned to go to that they ended up not going to, or the thing, or all the big milestones of your life that they were a part of that now you kind of want to erase them from that part of your mind or whatever. And for me, I'm just like after realizing that you're gonna do it with every person, I've instead just kind of been the type to embrace that that is the person who's in my life. Like one of my exes was there for my very first tattoo, and but so like so was my mom, and so was my little brother, and so was my stepdad. So it's like
well, they all
you
watch
know,
you like, ah,
yeah. It
this hurts.
wasn't stop. But it's like I'm not being bitter about the fact that, oh, how dumb was I to allow my boyfriend to be there for,
Nah, yeah, for sure.
my
Yeah,
first
yeah,
tattoo or
yeah,
whatever. Like I don't have any bitter feelings towards any exes in the sense of like or not even bitter feelings, just no I'm just not sad after a breakup like over not being able to experience those things again just because I know that for as much love as I'm already filled with that I'm able to express it and get it back like,
yeah.
tenfold.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of like I dealt with it. It's cool, move on. But I've also had mine that were like I've reacted like where it was like not in a way where like I don't know like it's just sometimes like some of like the in the relationships you're just like my thought process would be like damn bro like we have potential but we're just not like we're just like my thing is like I don't like to give up easily. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I feel like that's something that like nowadays, like a lot of in our like with the way relationships are nowadays, like a lot of people like it's just they give up easy. And I feel
Yeah.
like people look at that as like I can't really explain it, but like I feel like that should just show you like a lot in somebody for them to just continuously try. And that, I'm not just speaking for myself, but like I said, I've been in that position where like my partner was trying to like really, you know what I mean, get us to like figure it out. So it's like for you to put that much effort in and not giving up so quick is like that's something that like nowadays if I was to see that from somebody and when we I feel like we're on the verge like I'll be like nah like
Yeah, cuz
she's really down, you
I
feel
think
me?
that a lot of people no longer give you that sense of security of just kind of like this person's always going to be here because they're scared of you taking them for granted. And everyone's on defense. And that's the part where it's like, if you want to be with someone, you want to be in love with someone, you want to feel the butterflies, and you want to really like truly feel what it's like to be loved and to love, you got to put your guards got to come down.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta be, bro. You have to be vulnerable. You
and
have to be
I think for me, the
vulnerable,
biggest
bro.
like adjective to explain, at least for me, is just the shamelessness. Like the full on, just like I said, I love you because I felt it. Was it 2 months in? Yes. But did I feel it? Yes. Am I gonna hide it? No. Like, and to some people it might sound crazy. Some people have said I love you to me after 2 weeks, but I'm like, if those feelings were that big in your heart or whatever at the moment, go ahead, say it. We
Yeah,
could die tomorrow and we'll all be sad that you didn't say it. Not to be
yeah,
dramatic, but like, it's just I'm very big on saying things when you feel it. And I feel like people don't do that anymore. I feel like it gets harder as you get older because when you're a kid, you just say things just because you're like, this is how I'm feeling. I like you. I like that pink shirt you wore. You look
Yeah.
cute, and I love you now.
Yeah,
You know?
bro. Yeah, bro. Literally everything you're saying is like my life right now. It's like so spot on. I'm like, yes, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yo, bro. It's yo, you just like you need to be vulnerable sometimes, bro. Like, there's no way for you to grow. Like, you can't. Like, and I'm saying that from myself because I've been in that position where
Mhm.
I was the one that didn't want to talk, bottle my emotions up. I didn't really want to say how I felt. And it's like, yo, bro, when you do that, that doesn't help. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help the relationship at the time. And if you guys, for whatever reason, don't end up working, it doesn't help you as an individual in the long run for
Mhm.
future potential relationships. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, like it's as simple as just like putting in a little bit of effort of just talking about what it is that's going through your mind, what it is that you would like me to do, what it
Yeah.
is that you would want me to cut back on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you do that, when we talk and figure out what it is that needs to get done or adjusted, we'll meet in the middle, we'll figure it out, and we all move on happily ever after.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But I feel like you said, everybody's on defense because everybody's, traumatized or they're afraid to commit. And it's like, yo, bro, like it's so hard to find somebody
Mhm.
nowadays, bro. It's so hard, bro. And yo, bro, I look at like uncles, aunts, my mom and dad, right? I know obviously they're different eras,
Mhm.
they're grown up differently, brought up differently, but it's like, yo, bro, like everybody, like it's a reason. There's a reason why they've lasted so long.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we can't always be like you said on the defensive side because it's like, yo, bro, how are you gonna expect to like grow and understand your partner without putting yourself in a position to be open and vulnerable? Like you need to be able to understand those for the betterment of the relationship and the longevity of it. Like
Yeah.
you need to just understand, like, bro, there's gonna be things that we're gonna agree on, there's gonna be things that we're gonna disagree on. What can we do to just say, all right, this is what's gonna make us both happy. Let's do this. Let's move on, and that's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple.
And I think another part of vulnerability is, I mean, I didn't realize that this was a vulnerable aspect of who I am until it kind of got thrown in my face. Where just being as authentically you as possible. I've always been very much me. And that is someone who talks a lot, who will talk your whole ear off for hours and hours and hours. You ask, like my mom told me this like when I was a kid. Like if she picked me up from school, most kids, like you say, "How was your day?" And they go, "Good." I was like, well, in the morning, I was walking around in the yard, and then in art, I did this and I drew this, and at lunch, I ate this and I coughed this up because I was choking because my friend told me a joke. Like, I would just go,
My
like,
friend told me to choke. What the fuck?
she told, like, I would tell every single, like, aspect of my day. Like, I would tell you everything, and that's very much who I am. So one time, I had this one ex that we were talking and I was just kind of like cranky. I was just like, why don't you answer my FaceTime calls? Like the way you answer your friends' FaceTime calls. And he was just like, Erica, because you're a lot. And I said, what? Like, I was like, what do you
Ooh,
mean? He was just like, you're
it's guts.
yeah, he
Courageous.
he he was just like, "You're so you, and it's a lot, and I know that if I answer a call from you, like, I really need to be, like, mentally, like, ready to take you on kinda thing." And I was just kinda like, "Damn," because in the beginning of our relationship, it was, "I love you because 'cause you're so you." So for that to be the same reason that you're just like, "Arcala, I can't really take you right now."
So like, did it hurt you or did
It
you? It made you
stung.
think. Oh, okay,
It
okay.
stung a lot because I was just like, because for me, it was like, that's the thing. Like, when people disappoint me like that, it's not even a thing of like, what's wrong with me? It's more so like, why are we together then? Because that means you don't like me. That's me. I am a lot to a lot of people, but to others, I've been just enough. So it's just like, how did you let us get this far in the relationship? Knowing that this has always been me, thinking that at some point I was gonna water down. Because no, like, I've been me. Like, this is what you get. And if you think that it's gonna change anywhere down the line because now we're together, no. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you can't, like, don't expect me to turn into the person you want me to be. I'm still gonna be very me because whoever I am apparently is very overwhelming as
Mm.
is. So I don't know. Like, that was a little moment for me just because, like I said, the same reason that you fell in love with me is the reason that now you're like, don't want to answer her calls and all that. I was like, damn, that hurt.
You know what's funny, bro? Like as your friend, like I honestly like I feel like that's why we're so close because like you showed me your authentic side. And I feel like I do the same with you. Like I could be myself. And
Hmm.
like we've had, not that a lot, but that time at George's, event at
We've
his,
had spats, yeah.
you know what I mean? We had our little argument, and it's
Yeah.
like, it may not be the last. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably not gonna be. By the way, guys, when we met in our Buddhism class, she kicked the shit out of me. And that was like after like a day of us knowing each other.
I did.
You kicked the shit out of me once.
Really?
I was like, why are you kicking me? I forgot what it was. I think I said something. You were like, you just kicked me. I'm like, fuck, like, what's wrong with you? But like we meshed so well because like we're like, you're yourself. And
Yeah.
like I feel like there's not a moment like where I'm like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, hey man, she's being herself. I'm gonna be myself too. I feel like that's why we really like we connect and like bounce off each other because like in a good way because like you know what I mean like we always get along. We talk about almost literally anything and everything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're almost as you not almost you are just as adventurous as me. So I feel like that's like one reason like why we
And I
really
whip
get
out my
along
little
so
tiny
well.
violin.
Yo, that shit was top 5 funny, bro. To this day, I'm just like, yo, bro, you really
Yeah.
backed out a little mini violin.
Yeah, I have a tiny violin that my mom got me from Timu. And it's my
Automatic red flag, Timo. Red flag, Timo.
It's my favorite little trinket. And it comes in a little case with a little bow and a little
Yo, hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
But like, nah, yeah, definitely. I feel like that's why like we're like so cool because we feed off each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like even for example, right now, like the flow of our conversation is just like, you know what I mean? We don't even know. It's probably been like about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
And we're just talking and like if it probably wasn't this late, we'd probably be talking more.
It's midnight, by
You know
the
what I
way,
mean? Yeah.
guys.
So
Yeah.
I got work at 9 a.m.
Same. It's a Sunday.
I'm starving. I'm about to go get something to eat after this. But nah, for sure,
But yeah,
bro.
no, I 100% agree. And I also think that there's a general understanding between you and I of just like how life happens and it's like don't take yourself too serious. I think that's the biggest thing in our friendship. I feel like the spats that we've had are reasons that other people have just stopped being friends.
Yo,
Like
word,
that
word.
stupid nonsense we had at George's house that day, like would have been a reason for anybody else to be like, oh my God, I don't fuck with him anymore. He's just like, ugh. You know, like easily. I know a whole bunch of girls who would have just done that. I'm like, no, you've been a good friend for 99.99999% of the friendship. Like it's just like I'm not letting that go over a stupid spat. And it was a lot something like what siblings would go through of just like
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just remember on the car ride back, we were just like, they were like, what happened? And I'm just like, yo, bro, it's nothing serious. I promise you,
Even though
I'm like,
you
we're
didn't
gonna
say
be
goodbye
cool.
to me
We're
when
gonna
I
be
got
cool.
off the car.
Yes,
No,
I
you
didn't.
didn't.
I didn't.
No.
Oh, okay, but that was after me
And
attempting.
I extended the olive branch by being like, you know, I'm safe. And that was
Yeah,
it. Like I didn't.
I responded though. I could have just left
after not
it.
saying bye when I
could've
got off
left-
the car.
Nah, because like that was I didn't say bye.
Because you were reciprocating the silence. I said, wow, you're gonna be quiet in the car. Got it.
Yeah, I was like, damn, like I tried to talk to you and try to figure out what was
You did
wrong,
it in
and
the
you
most
didn't want to
arrogant
talk. So
way.
I was like, all right.
Just for context, we were arguing and I did not want to speak to him. I was just like, you know, maybe it's better if we just don't speak. He puts out half a heart with his hand. And he thinks that with my stubborn self that I'm gonna put up the other half of the heart while everyone else is just really trying to focus on the damn domino game.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when it comes to stuff like that, like I'm so awkward. So I'm just like,
That wasn't awkward. That was
I'm like,
that felt like you
even
were
for my
trying
standards,
to
it was
piss
a
me
little
off.
queefy. Like like even for my nah, I wasn't. But the funny thing was, bro, is like I wasn't even trying to do that to like rile you up. I was genuinely
You
just
were-
trying to like, hey,
You
like,
were 1,000%
let's connect.
riling me up. You
Like,
were killing
I
me.
wasn't, but I wasn't trying to, bro. But and that's the problem is like sometimes like it just things like that, like it just unintentionally happens, and then people
Yep.
don't realize like, yo, bro, I'm really not trying to like
I was
start something. I'm just
fuming.
trying to like actually, I just don't know how to engage. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, cause I'm awkward in situations like this.
But I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yup, it's that time.
And yeah, thanks for showing up and being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, and I hope this ain't the last.
It's not the last. 100% not the last. But yeah, so keep listening and watching wherever you listen and watch this podcast and support a nice little 20-something-year-old girl from New York. Um yeah, and I have nothing else and I think that's about it. Bye guys.
Later.